I just knocked an onion on the ground. Alright, a long time there's been a directive in my long list of them that says to read, to document this, whatever you call it, brainstorm of jokes. Some of them are old jokes, some of them are new. None of them are probably great. But today is Friday, September 30th. This is from Friday, August 20th. Who knows why anyone does anything or this, but I'm going to do it. I know why I'm doing it, so that this is no longer on my to-do list. But it'll create more to-do items. Alright, we'll start. Jokes. You first open... Oh, no, I can't say that. I'll say it. Jokes for your first open mic with Paige. That'll probably never happen. Be cool if it did, maybe. Grains of the Aztec. That's an oldie but a goodie. It just has a check mark by it, but that joke is basically... it was from a long time ago. I had a hippie girlfriend. My hippie girlfriend always comes home with products from the health food store boasting of exotic ancient origins. Like, for example, she had some kind of breakfast cereal thing that said it was grains of the Aztec, and it just boasted of the natural healing and wisdom, ancient wisdom qualities of this food. And I saw it and I said, I'm not going to eat that. I don't want to eat that and then have a bunch of conquistadors come in and give me diseases and rape all my sisters. Like they come in your kitchen. You got to practice it pretty good, but whatever, man. This is also an old joke. For all those people that get mad about football players protesting the national anthem, I want to come over to their house and play the national anthem on a bugle while they're taking a poop. Number 3 here. They're not numbered, but it is the third one. Greeks had the myth of Sisyphus. That's how I feel when I sharpen a pencil. They didn't have pencils in ancient Greece. They used, I think, to write with feathers. How do you think the birds felt about God? I actually think that's a good joke. This fourth one is called Woke Star Wars. Some of my writing I can't read here, but the basic gist of this one is they put an Asian woman in a prominent role when Disney bought Star Wars from George Lucas, and they made a big deal about it, like Star Wars was woke now because a woman and an Asian woman had a prominent role. But the problem was she sucked. Like the writing for her was bad. I don't even know how, you'd have to be it wasn't the actor's fault, but it was just a terrible part. And the character was awful. They said at one point, like, her love interest was about to do a successful Star Wars maneuver, and she crashed her crappy little spaceship into his to prevent him from doing it. And he was like, why'd you do that? And then she's like, we're not going to win this war by destroying what we hate. We're going to win it by saving what we love. And it's called Star Wars. Okay? And what you just said doesn't make any sense. And, like, Jackie Robinson was black, and it was horrible. The whole history of slavery and racism going into, like, segregation and Major League Baseball. But you know what? When they he wasn't even a fictional character. He was a real person. He was good at baseball. So if you want to make a big deal about Asian lady or whatever kind of person that's never been in Star Wars, whether they're a villain or a good or something in between, just write the character well. Yeah. That's like, you could tell Disney had their hands all over it as well in that movie Rogue One, which was pretty good, except for the part where the lady's like, and that lady is good. That part is pretty good, most of it, but then you could just tell it's ham-fisted in there. She goes, "Rebellions are built on hope." Yeah, man. Rebellions and protests, but they're all just CIA propaganda. Who really believes in that stuff? Grow up, children. What do we got after this? This one's pretty offensive. It says the Mickey Mouse was a silent film, where I guess they just, if they showed it, that it was just like a old-timey ragtime pianist, but the words to the song he was playing was like, "Kill all Jews." I don't know. That joke's been done a bunch of times, so I don't know. I'm just trying to stay true and read everything. It's Brainstorm. It can't all be gold. I wouldn't try to make an Asian lady say that. Oh, then the next one is, oh yeah, this happens all the time where like maybe I played a music show and somebody would be like, "Michael MUSIKA, is that your real name?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." And they'll be like, "That's amazing. That's incredible. It's your sign." And I say, I never really said this exactly, but this is whatever. I write, angry me writing in the morning. No, yeah, "Michael MUSIKA, that's your real name. That's amazing. Because you play music." No, actually, what would be amazing if my name was Michael, 40-year-old man who spends most of his time playing music in his house alone for no practical reason, because the world had no purpose for him other than to do a job he was not fit for, or something. I don't know. I tried to memorize my scribbled writing because I can't see anymore. I'm blind. I couldn't read it, but you get the gist of it. That joke has potential, but yeah. I will listen to this podcast all the time. It's supposed to be all love and jokes, but the one dude on it, he's super smart at history, and I think both his parents died when he was a kid, and he became like an orphan brother of this other big Polish family, and he just talks about history, but and they're both like tough, like mid-Atlantic, sort of whatever, tough compared to whatever the just reality is here. There is no reality here. There's nothing here. There's a tomato, there's an onion. I fell on the floor with the camera, but at any rate, it really shook me tonight. He goes, "Yeah, you just keep on doing that, Bill, and I'll just keep trying not to kill myself." I can't do a Philadelphia accent right now. Whoa, this is hard. This just says, Muhammad Ali is way better looking than me, by orders of magnitude. More and more talented, which defeats the racist ideology that excuses my unearned position on class system and would seem to indicate that Allah is more real than Jesus. Oh, I thought that was going to be dumber than it turned out. It still needs a lot of work. Oh, from the perspective of a racist. I'm just going to let that go the way it was. I don't fully understand what I was talking about, but maybe you do. God with a sense of humor would jump out and be gay. And eat shrimp and play video games on Sunday. Yeah. I don't know. Somebody's probably said that plenty. This one says, "Wokes want to defund the police. Obviously stupid. I believe law enforcement needs to be respected and well paid. The Trumps have this one right. But I asked a Trump, what if the police got too big for their britches and go, I don't know what this says, go jangle some fantasy you believe in. Well, no problem. You just get a big group together and stand yelling, and then you walk toward them and you fucking kill them. I don't know. And then everything else, like unfortunately, like most for that day, most of this journal is just to-do list stuff. I dream of this, but for the purposes of this video, we got the camera rolling. Why don't we just finish the entry, and we'll just put this whole embarrassing lot up as a unedited document. So after that free association joke reclamation / generation project, we have what I write down every day, which is in several columns what I'm supposed to do that day. We have AR, which is AM routine, check. Omni Daily, it's a to-do list software review, did it. Meditate, did it. Spanish, did it. Drink 332, am I lying? I think it is. 332-ounce bottles of water, check, 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 did it. 3 sets of 10 pull-ups, check, 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 did it. 3 sets of 10-second handstands. Actually, I might have lied about that because I can't tell the difference between a check and a strike through, which means I didn't do it. I did at least one 10-second handstand. Did 5 Tibetans, a yoga routine. Did Sivananda yoga, which is basically like sun salutes, or whatever I call it. It's the book I got it out of. Did not do it at light run. Did not do 1,000 juggles. Did eat a meal. Did eat vitamins. Did floss and brush my teeth. Did not do my PM routine. Did not do music. Did not work on Kenny's Patreon song. Did not work on my SEO packet. Did not. Yeah. This is probably getting too boring. There's a whole, but the lesson is, there's a bunch of shit I wrote down that I should do, like I always do, that I didn't get done. It says make Nathan a birdhouse, step 1. I did do that. Clear book, that means all the shit I didn't do, put it into a clearinghouse list. Cleaned the house, did the laundry, yep. Listened to music, did that. Deposit Dan's check that I got for working for him in Austin, check. Text Vanessa Verlee, check. Call Joel, my cousin, check. Call Aunt Linda and Uncle John, check. Do laundry, check. Yeah. Order new planer blades and hydrogen peroxide, did that. Donate to Raj Ramaya's dad's memorial for Doctors Without Borders. Didn't do that. I did it later, but I didn't do it this day. Yeah, that's probably enough of that. That's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. That's all the checks. That's some of the jokes. Or is that the jokes? Yeah, that's the end of the jokes. Alright. September 30th. Right out of the notebook. My sister's coming to visit tomorrow with her son, Caleb, who I think is 5. Around there. I've discovered lately that which isn't uncommon, but I have a real hard time, not around all people, any kind of social situation, and in particular that involving family, or large groups of any kind. Family, old friends, it's really hard. So, rather than face my fears, I live really solitary. Sometimes I'm with a dog all the time. I'm not currently. When I'm not with the dog, I talk into a camera. Well, I practice music a lot today to a metronome. I vacuumed the automobile. I made a service appointment for the automobile. I talked into a camera. I have laundry going now. I ate bison and rice and kale for dinner. I ate scrambled eggs and tortillas for breakfast. I don't eat lunch generally. I didn't today. I did yoga. I listened to the Giants pregame and turned it off and listened to that history podcast. I recorded several takes of vocals for a Misfits cover. I experimented with using the actual analog 4-track as a vocal effects processing situation. I wonder if actually pressing record and having the tape run would make it sound different. I was just running it through the thing. It did seem like it made it sound cool. I was working with the concept this morning that the more you look at your phone, it's like a greater cognitive load. So if you're a person, the goal is to make it far across the desert or up a mountain or swim across the ocean, unnecessary cognitive load, or like a backpacker, you can't afford to pack any bullshit. And that erodes your mental efficacy every time you look at that thing. It erodes your inspiration, it erodes your fluency or acuity, your ability to be quick on your feet. You're going to get eaten by a wolf. And you're going to be boring and you're not going to live your own life. It's a trap. If I were to eliminate that, like looking at the phone, only, like, I put numbers on the board: produce, provide service, create, experiment, evaluate, do that more, hopefully from a positive place. Then you grace, then you take in, and if you take in, do so mindfully, purposefully, in search of specific information, which in turn is pointing towards a larger purpose. That is the way out. That, because they're really trying to get you. I mean, talk about you didn't get all big on conspiracy theories and bugaboos, but if you can't resist just that bullshit game, then you really don't have a right to complain about the deep state or Big Brother or the lizard people or whatever you want to call it. The Republicans, the Democrats, the Muslims, the Christians, the communists, the fascists, the Jews, the Mormons, the Amish, the Satanists, the polygamists, the sex positives, the wokes. Is there a I can, not even ironically, I can listen to like a borderline, actually like pretty annoying, like right-wing media thing. And it's annoying, as anything is, if they're real bent in one direction or the other, to me anyway. But at least it's like, what's my point? I don't think that was my point. Well, I can be like, oh, that's interesting to see how that person thinks, right? Then, if you listen to like there's funny people that are, that I disagree with. For example, I think women's reproductive rights, like objectively speaking, it makes sense to me that if you protect those, a society is going to be healthier. Furthermore, I don't like, in the same way, I don't like, I find the whole mandated vaccination thing and the just easily manipulated public fervor behind that, regardless of what you think about whether it was an efficacious measure or not, the actual medical part, to be disturbing. I don't think that, so why would you let the federal government legislate a medical procedure? I know the counter argument is like, no, you're killing somebody. It's like, I hear you, but it's like, I can see being a vegetarian, and because I love my dog, but my dog eats meat. You're always killing somebody. So it's a matter of what policy does the least harm and the most good. Don't let the government legislate medical crap. What can happen to somebody's body, women, anybody else, number one. Number two, don't let the government, any number of people, just have a de facto reason to control a woman or anybody else's destiny. That's what that abortion shit is. That whole rant, and I'm tired, so I don't know if I explained that properly, is to say, I think there's a couple people I know who are funny that are super against abortion, right? But I can see, and then the other stuff they say I agree with. It's cool, and I think they're funny, right? I don't know currently what the analogous thing is. I'm sure there is, but I'd love to find it. A public, humorous, open-minded conversation where the people are, superficially speaking, on the far left end of the spectrum. It seems to me, it's one of, I mean, probably it's I accept responsibility. Many reasons I feel so alienated. And I don't believe in left and right, but if we're just for the purposes of this conversation, the people that superficially happenstance, even though light is a wave and a particle, and nothing is ever the same. It's always changing and moving. It's a preposterous thing to say. If you are, you're retarded. You're so dumb. If you can be contained in one spectrum, and those people, of course, aren't worth talking to. But where the people have lost their sense of humor, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. You can't joke about anything anymore. Yeah, I think the whole point of this, what I imagined doing was editing and concisely writing out thoughts. And so they were so pithy that they were inscrutable. And what wound up happening was the exact opposite. But you gotta break eggs to make omelets. You gotta run far to get faster, and running far. The whole point of this is to just get comfortable talking to a camera, and it's an experiment. I know it reveals me as being fallible and probably I'm not gonna sit here and self-deprecate. That doesn't make you humble. Because what I'm trying to say, I don't think it's great. I don't think anybody's watching. I don't know why I'm doing it. It's all practice. It's creative art. It's a science experiment. I hope it's focused and better next time. I hope that you are doing well. I wonder what year it is, where you are in the planet, or what planet you are on. All right.